guys, this is Dr. Connor, and in this video I'm going to talk to you all about how you can get involved with PadSplit and co-living. Before we jump into the video, one thing I want you to understand is that any type of real estate investing you do comes with significant risk depending on the cash you're putting down, the loans you're taking on, and all the other risks surrounding real estate. But in this video I'm going to explain to you exactly how you can get into co-living, which is primarily being ran right now on the PadSplit platform. PadSplit is one of the best platforms out there, and you could think about it like Airbnb for midterm rentals. And so what PadSplit does is it runs marketing to get tenants. These are tenants that are going to rent by the week, and then they're going to connect with hosts, someone like you, who can actually take your property and put it on their platform. So think about PadSplit as a platform, not as a service. And so if you're somebody who has a lot of properties, let's say you have 5 to 10 properties, you're running as a long-term rental, and your core problem, like the number one problem you have right now, is you don't have enough cash flow or you have a vacancy issue. You can go over to padsplit.com, you can go put all your information in there with your property and look at exactly what that property is going to generate you. Now, keep in mind that PadSplit is rent by the week, by the room. So what you need to do is you need to optimize for the highest bedroom count, and you need to optimize for the best rates that are possible. So if you go to Atlanta, Georgia, for example, they're generally somewhere between $175 and $200 per week per room. For simple math, let's just say $200 per week per room. That puts us at about $800 per month, vacancy adjusted. There's about 4.33 weeks in a month, about 90% occupancy. So we can kind of wash that out and just say $200 per room, 4 weeks a month. That puts you at $800. Let's suppose you have 10 bedrooms. Now you're talking about having a property that generates $8,000 per month in gross rentals. You're gonna pay PadSplit 8%, you're gonna pay a property manager 8%, and you're gonna pay the first 10 days of bookings to PadSplit to originate or generate that new client. Now, if you can get really good at that process, what you're gonna find is you can buy a property for $400,000, put $100,000 into it, so you'd be all in for $500,000. It's gonna be worth $600,000 or $700,000 when you're done, and then what you can ultimately do is you can do a cash out refinance where you go to the bank and say, hey, this property is great, it's gone up in value, give me back my money. And because you can go through this refinance process, you can basically use hard money to buy a property, you can renovate the property, you can refinance the property, and you can have tenants where there's going to be a great social impact to you and all the other people that you work with. So what I would recommend is if you're somebody who's trying to get into real estate, long-term's not working, short-term rentals are a lot of work, and you're just frustrated with that whole process, what you can do is you can start working with midterm rentals. You can do midterm rentals on PadSplit. You can also do on Airbnb and any other platforms that allow for midterm, week-to-week or month-to-month rentals. What I'd recommend is checking out PadSplit and how they're currently operating, their social impact theory, and exactly how they can work with you. If you're somebody who would like to learn about how to generate cash flow from short-term, midterm, and long-term rentals, there's lots of resources online, including YouTube and all these other platforms that will tell you exactly what you can do in order to generate cash flow. Midterm rentals today is one of the best blends of both short-term and long-term rentals. You're gonna get the stability of the long-term rental, you're gonna get the cash flow of the short-term rental, and the midterm rental allows you to get that good blend. Keep in mind that if you're getting into this space, maybe you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, somebody who makes a lot of money, and you wanna take some of your money and you wanna actually buy a property and own it because you feel it's a good wealth building exercise, then you should definitely look at including midterm rentals in your strategy. The one thing I will keep in mind, or I think you should keep in mind, is that not all properties are going to cash flow all the time, and there's always a vacancy risk, a capital expense risk, and a maintenance risk. So when you get into rentals, you have to be prepared to put money aside because not every property you do is going to be a great property. If you want to learn a little bit more about this, you can check out padsplit.com. You can check out my personal blog at drconnorrobertson.com, and I explain to you exactly how you can do this for yourself. And at the end of the day, one of the things I think you will find is that most people in this space have a great social impact, and on top of that, they're actually making good cash flow. Hope you enjoy this video, and thanks so much.